What's up, this is Jake with Hike 734, and today I'm hiking to Snyder Lakes in Glacier National Park. I started out over by Lake McDonald Lodge and worked my way up the Sperry Trailhead and then turned up to Snyder Lakes. Yeah, and just coming up the Sperry Trail, which I've done a million times, it's just steep as it goes through the nice Pacific rainforest with cedar and hemlock, and it's just nice, dark, and lovely. Yeah, and then after a little bit of climbing, you start to get some views looking out over at Lake McDonald. Eventually it gets into the burned area, which is going to play a theme and one of the reasons why I'm re-hiking this trail. But yeah, it just finally, after a lot of grunting on the horsey trail, I finally got to the Snyder Lake junction, and I took it and started working my way up. Loads of huckleberries, lots of other flowers and whatnot in bloom this time of year, so that was definitely really fun. Had a couple trail snacks along the way. But yeah, just continue to work my way up the drainage, and yeah, just the burn really has opened up this trail quite a bit, as fires tend to do. You don't really get to see Snyder Creek. I mean, you follow it all the way up from the lodge, but you barely get any little teeny tiny views of it as it chatters below. But definitely, as I got further up the drainage, you could see the head wall with Little Matterhorn, but just the walls on the walls as you're going up just keep getting taller and cooler, just nice jagged walls, and the fire definitely has opened this up quite a bit, and I think it's improved it, although it does make it for a much hotter hike because there's really not any shade going through this whole thing. But yeah, lots of overgrowth this year as I worked my way all the way up. Saw a bunch of birds as well, and like I said, lots of wildflowers. Eventually made it over to this really cool pika habitat, and just barely saw a little bit of scurrying around, and then it climbs up to this really cool kind of vantage where it just, yeah, it's just great. There's lots, it just allows you to see to the mountain walls of Edwards, and then a little bit off of Brown, and then yeah, just up towards the lakes. And yeah, then it drops down to Snyder Lakes, really the lower of the two, where the campground is and stuff. You can see actually from that very big vantage, you can see the waterfall that comes in, which feeds upper Snyder, and then you can see there's a little waterfall that comes down into lower Snyder Lakes. And there's also a golden eagle nest at the lake, and I found it, and one of the adults flew out of it, and I got to see the chick flapping its wings, so that was super fun. But yeah, it's a nice hike, not super long. It's almost 9 miles round trip, and definitely gained some elevation. You know, just that Sperry section, which I've done a million times. But yeah, it's a lot more open now that the fire has gone through there. So I think it's, yeah, definitely improved with the views. But anyways, a nice little pretty quaint lake tucked up into the Snyder Creek drainage. Anyway, this is Jake with Hike 734, hiking to Snyder Lakes in Glacier National Park. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and head on over to hike734.com for more goodness.